Oh, fine. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Again, and sorry for the slight delay in the start. As you can see, today's workshop is workshop number 4 in our series. It's going to be about better brainstorming and essay writing, and it is going to be presented by Dr. Israa Maaita. The importance of this presentation, ladies and gentlemen, stems from mostly our students' need, especially in levels 3 and 4, where they are supposed to write an essay. And if you notice, it is going to be presented after Dr. Haya's, if you remember, presentation about paragraph writing basics. The two will integrate each other, inshallah. If you are ready, Dr. Israa, you can start. The floor is yours. Enjoy it.
Okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this workshop. This is Israa Maaita. First of all, let me thank you, the organizers of this meeting, and thank you all for attending this workshop. Hope, inshallah, it will be beneficial, and hope to enjoy, inshallah, in this workshop. Okay, so let's start. As you see on the screen, our topic today is better brainstorming and essay writing. Here are the contents of the contents that we are going to discuss today, inshallah. So in this workshop, inshallah, I'm going to focus on two major topics, which are brainstorming and essay writing. In other words, I will introduce how can we brainstorm to write a good essay. And this is the main objective of this workshop. Okay, so first of all, we will define brainstorming, and we will discuss the importance of brainstorming. And I will differentiate between individual brainstorming and group brainstorming. And we will talk about brainstorming techniques, some of them, like listing, free writing, clustering, journalistic questions, and outlining. And the second point I'd like to concentrate in that we could not disconnect it from brainstorming, actually, because both of them are completed or related to each other. I will go on to highlight the following topics in essay writing. We will talk about differences between an essay and a paragraph, and paragraph definition and structure, essential elements for writing a paragraph, essay definition, and the last thing, essay structure. Okay, so this is the main objective of our workshop, to brainstorm your ideas to write a well-developed essay. Okay, first of all, let's define brainstorming. It is an informal method that is used to prepare yourself for writing an essay, to generate ideas, explore those ideas, and finally to develop what will become your essay. And brainstorming is the first step for any writing process. So first of all, I'd like to talk about brainstorming in general, in any area, not only in academic writing field. It is an important way that is used to solve problems in which people work on ideas. So we can either come up with a new idea or build on an existing idea as well. And you know that these ideas are considered the most important and valuable resource in any writing process. And this makes brainstorming very important and essential part for any writing process. Okay. I want you to imagine with me that you have too much chaos in your, too much random ideas in your brain. It's like a chaos in your mind, like this picture that you have here, too much random thoughts, okay? And what you need here is to bring in some conscious order. So the question is how to deal with these random thoughts, how to turn them to be arranged, to be connected, to be beneficial. In this case, brainstorming is very important. Why? Because it will force these random thoughts to rain out onto the page and giving you some certain related words that you can arrange according to their logical relations. Okay, and please look at the next slide, this picture, and see here how these ideas are connected and related to each other after brainstorming. Later, inshallah, when we discuss the techniques of brainstorming, you will see the power of brainstorming and how it could be beneficial to the organization of your essay. Okay, let's go to the next point. Why is brainstorming important? Okay, we said that brainstorming is essential for any writing process. And it is essential for several reasons. The first one, to generate various ideas to work with. So here it improves the quality of an essay or your paper by helping you to come up with many ideas, to generate many ideas before beginning to write. The most important element of an essay is its content, the information, the ideas presented before anything. So brainstorming can really help you to create strong content by generating ideas. The second reason, to help the writer to stay focused on the topic. So the writer is focusing all the time. To make connections between ideas. So it gives the writer opportunity to connect the idea, like grouping similar words, related ideas with each other. To develop the organization of an essay, and really this is an important point, because brainstorming gives you organizational advantage in which you have a chance to look at your topic sentences before you actually begin writing your essay. You have a chance to decide what will be the main topics and what will be the subtopics in your essay. And the last point here is to think more freely and without rules. And this is important. This relates to what I was saying earlier when I defined brainstorming. If you remember, when I say it is an informal way. So there are no rules. You can write everything freely without any fear of a criticism, for example. And this is an important point here. So let's have a look, okay, to this shape, and let's summarize what we have discussed about the importance of brainstorming. So brainstorming gives you opportunity to focus your thoughts and ideas, to generate your ideas, to make connections between your ideas, to develop the organization of your essay or of your paper. And in brainstorming, there are no rules, except maybe in outlining, because in outlining, you should use a certain template, and there are certain conditions. But other techniques, there are no rules. Maybe there are certain instructions how to do them, but without rules. So the only rule in brainstorming is to write everything that comes to your mind. Is it clear? Is it clear up to now? Okay, thank you. Let's go to the next point. Okay, individual brainstorming versus group brainstorming. Okay, I want to ask you a question before we start talking about this topic. What do you think? Which is better, individual brainstorming or group brainstorming? Can you write your answers here in the chat box, please? What do you think? Which is better? Group. Group brainstorming. Okay. Okay, so most answers about the group brainstorming. Okay, we will discuss this point. Actually, you say that all your answers is a group brainstorming. Why? Because brainstorming is often thought as a group activity. But actually, you can do it individually, especially if you are writing about, let's say, personal experience. Okay, actually, many studies have shown that individual brainstorming produces many ideas, or let's say more ideas than group brainstorming. Why? This is because for more than one reason. The first one, because brainstorming because groups aren't always following the rules of a brainstorming. And this happens because people pay so much attention to other people. They don't generate their own ideas. They sometimes forget these ideas while they are, for example, waiting for their turn to speak. But we couldn't say that individual brainstorming is better than group brainstorming. Actually, I think each one of them has its own benefits that we are going to discuss now in the following chart. So let's start with the benefits of a group brainstorming. The first point here is variety of experience and skills. This point indicates that group brainstorming provides the full experience and creativity of all team members, which means that, for example, if one member in the group or in the team gets stuck with an idea, with a certain idea, another member can take the idea to the next stage. So this is why I said variety of experience and skills. The next point, deeper solutions. Why? Because there are cooperation. Group brainstorming develops ideas more deeply and effectively. The next point, let's say another advantage of group brainstorming is that it is fun. So it can be great for team building because it helps everyone feel that they contributed in the paper and the research, let's say, by giving his or her own idea. So these are the benefits of a group brainstorming. On the other hand, we will see the benefits of individual brainstorming. The first point here is ultimate freedom. Individuals are free to explore their own ideas in their own time, as we said before, without any fear of criticism, without any fear of anything. So when you brainstorm your ideas, you don't have to worry about other people's opinions, and you can be freer and, let's say, more creative. The next point, wider range of ideas. Individual brainstorming tends to produce many ideas, more ideas than group brainstorming, but tend not to develop these ideas effectively. And the last point is complete focus. When you brainstorm your ideas individually, you are not under pressure. So you can do it with a full focus, as we said before, without any fearing of anything. So this is the difference between individual brainstorming and group brainstorming. Okay. Let's move now to the next point, which is brainstorming techniques. Yeah, it depends. Okay. Brainstorming techniques. We have different brainstorming techniques. There are different brainstorming techniques, and I'm going to discuss some of them here with adding some examples to illustrate each one of them. The first one is listing and rewriting, clustering, journalistic questions, and outlining. So let's start with the first one. Listing. Okay. Listing, is a brainstorming technique in which you make a list of words that are related to the chosen topic. Don't worry about grammar or spelling or searching out good or bad ideas when you do listing. Okay, so this technique helps to produce or in which idea that is related to the general topic. You can select the points that are related to yours. Here, we say that don't worry about grammar or spelling, because what's important here to write as many ideas as you can. So grammar is not important here. Sorting good or bad ideas is not important also. What is important here to write down as many possible terms as you can. Look at the example that we have here, example of listing. The writer here, or the student, let's say, made a list of every single idea about communication. So the first thing he did is writing the topic at the top of the paper. And started making his list as we see here in this slide. What you need to do here is to write every single point that you find that is a topic, or sometimes you a topic can cross them out. So let's see. The second technique is free writing. Okay. Free writing is a brainstorming technique in Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, I think weak connection. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so let's continue. Okay. But free writing, we say that it is a brainstorming technique in which you write down all of your ideas without stopping. Don't worry about grammar or spelling or any other rules of writing. It is also used to choose the topic, not only ideas of the topic. which means the topic, the main topic, not only the subtopics of your the chosen topic. Okay. So in the free writing, you write everything that comes to your mind without stopping. In free writing, you don't need to write complete sentences or to use correct punctuation or correct grammar. What you need here is to give yourself, let's say, a certain time, let's say 10 or 15 minutes, to write every little thing that comes to your mind, even if it does not make sense, even if it does not relate it to your topic. And don't stop until you feel you have enough ideas to start your topic. Okay, how can you do that? You have to write your topic at the top of your page and to start writing. Don't stop, even if you feel you don't have ideas. Sometimes you may write the same idea for more than one time, and that's okay. And if you're writing, don't stop. After writing, okay, you can go through what's written and cross out anything that's not related to your topic. Delete anything that's not related after free writing. And after that, you have a look at what is left and see if you have any possible body paragraph topics, for example. You can do that for more than one time until you feel you have enough information for your essay. And you may ask me a question here, why it is important to write every little thing or single idea if we want later to cross them out? Can you give me your answers about this question? Why do we need to write everything in free writing and then to cross some of ideas or some of unrelated ideas to cross them out? To focus on main idea. Other answers? To practice the skill, yes. To generate new ideas. Very good. Okay. To know the good idea, that's right. Make it practice to our brain, yes. Very good answers. Okay. I think there are no bad ideas and good ideas in our brain, but sometimes some of our ideas will be better than others. But the point here, why should we write every little thing? Because one idea usually leads to another one. This is the point. One idea may lead to another idea. So free writing technique here is about quantity, not about quality. So this is the point about free writing. Okay. Sometimes we don't know, before going to the example, we don't know or we are not sure. I'm discussing the last point here, which is you can use use free writing to choose the topic, not only the ideas of the topic. Sometimes we don't know or we are not sure about what we want to write about. So free writing can help us in this point, in which the writer starts writing for 5 minutes, let's say, and after that they select one idea or one word from what they have written, and after that they start rewriting again for that idea or that word that have been chosen. So it is important in this way. Okay, example of a free writing. Look at this example. In chem class, we sometimes did lots of experiments, and I like them, although Sometimes it is hard, but you try and you do it. Okay, so I need, if you notice, missed punctuation marks, for example, to write about how to do this. So it is first you are reading the lab manual to understand, then maybe I should think of an experiment to describe an experiment, to describe an experiment, to describe, repeating the same expression, repeating the same words, and that's okay in free writing. So in this example, there are no complete sentences. There are grammatical errors, but missed punctuation marks. The student wrote anything that came to his mind to describe an experiment in a science laboratory. So as we said, what is important here is to write out as much information as you can. So this is free writing. Sorry. The next technique is clustering. Okay, the word cluster itself means a group of similar things. Okay, clustering, which means putting words, phrases into groups. It is more organized than free writing. It helps the writer to explore ideas before organizing them in a particular order. It helps the writer to see the relationships between the ideas. It helps the writer to see an image of all the words or points about the topic of the essay. This technique can be used either as a whole class, small group, and as an individual task. Actually, this technique is useful for those who like charts and graphic organizers because it allows you to write your ideas in a certain way and to connect them depending on the requirement of the prompt of the essay. You can do that by writing the topic in the circle, let's say, or any shape in the middle of your paper, and start drawing lines to other circles with subtopics and ideas that are related to your topic. And after that, you put the ideas that look they are similar or related. Let's take a look at an example here. The prompt here is to explain why junk food is to explain why junk food is a popular food. So I write the main topic here. Oh, let's say junk food popular and a question mark. Okay, it's not necessary to write a complete sentence or a complete question. This is the main, let's say, the main topic. And I started writing many ideas here. Prepared easily, no special ingredients, minimum time to prepare, inexpensive ingredients. In every place, it is easily accessible using apps, simple process. Sorry, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, sorry, because I had a note here, weak connection. Okay, thank you. So let's continue. As I said, if you write, if you make a clustering, or if you do clustering, and you arrive to this stage, and you feel you don't have enough word or to the central phrase, and begin again until you have you feel you have enough words. In the next stage, okay, in the next stage, I began to respond to the prompt. No, sorry. that stage, in the last stage. Okay, I'm talking about this. So job why means, for example, prepared easily, because, for example, it is answering the prompt. And after that, when I decide say the so it need it has popular for 3 reasons. Cheap and minute. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, sorry, is it good now or not? Is it good now? Okay, great, thank you. Again, in this, let's say, shape of a clustering, I start answering the prompt, which is junk food is popular for 3 reasons. So this is my thesis statement here. And there are 3 main reasons, which are prepared easily, cheap, and easily accessible, which are the main topics, let's say the main topics in my essay. And for each topic, or for each main topic, we have 2 subtopics here in this example. Okay, so this is clustering. Why clustering is important? Actually, clustering, when I use clustering, it gives me opportunity to see my essay before I start writing, image of my essay before I start writing, like this one, for example. I know what is the thesis statement here. I know what is the main topic for each paragraph, what is the subtopic for each paragraph. So I can see the whole image of my essay before start writing. Emphasizes the association among ideas. It helps the writer to organize their ideas and to stay focused on a subject. And this is the most important thing here. It helps the writer to explore ideas before organizing them in a particular way and to see the relationships between these ideas or between these information. Okay, this is a clustering. And the next technique is journalistic questions. In this technique, we use the big 6 questions that the journalists use. They are who, what, when, where, why, and how. It helps writers identify important information about a topic. The writer should answer these questions by adding some sentences or phrases and combine them to develop the essay. So in this technique, actually journalists usually ask these questions to make sure that they have covered the story from every side. So this technique is important because it even helps teachers to direct their students' writing by giving these questions to generate ideas. So it is very important in writing essays. Okay, let's go to the next technique, which is outlining, which is the last one that we have for today. Okay. Outline, it is a visual representation of an essay. The writer uses certain system or certain template, let's say, of outlining to be able to connect the information and to organize the ideas before they start writing. It allows the writer to determine the main topics and the subtopics in the essay. And outlining systems use Roman numerals, capital letters, small letters, Arabic numerals to arrange information in a certain way. And we will talk about these conditions later, inshallah. Okay, so outlining is an early stage in the writing process. And when you write outline for your essay, then you have a clear image of your full essay before you start writing. It is like, let's say, a plan for your essay. Saves your time, saves your effort. It will help you to stick on the structure. Okay. When I say it allows the writer to determine the main topics and the subtopics, which means that it shows what each paragraph will contain and in which order, or let's say in what order these paragraphs will appear in the essay. So it's important to determine the topic sentences for each paragraph and your supporting sentences or supporting ideas. So outlining gives the writer opportunity to visualize. As I said, it is a visual representation. To visualize their finished essay before they begin writing. So if you get stuck when you are writing your essay, your outline is there to help you to get back on your track. This is the importance of outlining. Okay, look at this example. Sorry. I don't have the example. Okay. Let's talk about the features of outlining before going to the example. Okay, we have certain features for outlining. The first one is parallelism, coordination, subordination, and division. Parallelism, which means that all headings and subheadings in the outline should have the same form. What does this mean? Look at this example. If you start your, let's say, heading or subheading by using a gerund like this one, reading novels, watching videos, listening to music. So you are using the same form for all points here, for all subtopics. Okay, it's wrong to use, for example, noun and to use verb in the second one or in the third one. So this is the meaning of parallelism. Okay, coordination, which means that each heading and subheading should have the same value, should have the same significance. What does this mean? Visit, look at the example. Coordination means that each heading and subheading should have the same significance or the same value. Look at this example. Visit and evaluate college campuses. Visit and evaluate college websites. In this example, you see campuses and websites have the same significance or the same value. The next one. Subordination, which means that the information in the headings should be general and in the subheadings should be more specific. Look at this example. Describe an influential person in your life. This is a general heading here. And the subheadings or the subtopics are favorite, teacher, grandfather. They are more specific. So this is the meaning of subordination. And the last one is division. This means that each heading should be divided into 2 or more parts, like this one: computers, hardware and software, computer uses, personal and professional. So for each headings, there are 2 parts. Okay. Steps for essay outlining. The first step is write your general ideas of your essay. And it is necessary to write your thesis statement. Number 2, identify the topics, the main topic, and the subtopics, the supporting details you will make in each paragraph. Use a standard template and apply all the features that we have just discussed for a good outlining. Okay, actually, there are different systems, or let's say different templates for outlining, but the one that I will discuss now is the most common one. Okay, so this system, it uses Roman numerals to number the major sections of an essay. Okay, like this one: introduction, body, conclusion. Capital letters to label the body paragraph. Arabic numerals to number the subheadings. Small letters to label specific supporting details. And note that each item, each headings and subheadings in outlining should be capitalized. Okay, look at this template, empty template. I will show you this empty template, and later I will show you okay, a full one. Okay, so let's discuss this one. Here we have introduction. And the most important part of introduction thesis statement, so you have to write it here. And then we have a body paragraph. As you see here, we use to number the main parts: introduction, body, and conclusion, Roman numerals. And here we have the main topic for each paragraph. These are the body paragraph. We have 3, A, B, and C, 3 body paragraphs. And for each body paragraph, there are 2 subtopics, 1 and 2, okay? And for each subtopic, there are 2 details here. There is no details here. So this is the most common template, okay? Look at this one. It's talking about single-sex schools as relevant as ever. The introduction here, body and conclusion. Look at these main topics that we have here: they are using the features that we discussed, the same features, if you know, single-sex schools, students who first study, teachers now, everything subtopic here is noun, مثلا, boys and more are more distracted in co-education classes, girls can receive the same significance, the same value. So when you see the details in this outline template, you will see that all the features or all the conditions that we have discussed are applied in this outline. Okay. Okay, so this is actually the last technique for today, the last brainstorming technique, and we are arriving to the next part of our workshop, which is essay writing. Okay, but before that, I want to talk about important thing here. Before moving to the next point, to know whether this technique or that technique is good or not is how well it works for you. So not all brainstorming methods or not all brainstorming techniques will work for everyone. And also a method or a technique that works for one paper may not work for another. So don't be worried. What you need here is to keep trying, just keep trying until to find the appropriate technique, the technique that works best with you. And this is an important point here. Okay, now we will go to the next point of this workshop, which is essay writing. And as I said before, we couldn't disconnect this point, or let's disconnect writing and essay from brainstorming and brainstorming from writing and essay, because as I said in the beginning, if you remember, when I say brainstorming is the first step for writing a good essay. So all topics and techniques of a brainstorming we have discussed and learned is for one main purpose, which is generating ideas for writing a good essay. So it's important now to move on to talk about essay writing. Okay. Okay, when we come to talk about writing an essay, there are many things we should consider in order to create a well-developed essay. And the first step here is to identify the meaning of essay and a paragraph. Why essay and paragraph? This is an important question. Why essay and paragraph? Because we will see later that they have the same organization. Because we couldn't write an essay without writing a paragraph. So it's important to talk about essay and paragraph. When I identify essay and say essay is a piece of writing several paragraphs on a particular subject, this indicates that paragraph is a part, or let's say an important part of essay. So this is why we talk about essay and paragraph with each other. So as I said, essay is a piece of writing several paragraphs on a particular subject, and paragraph is a group of sentences that are related to each other and discusses one main idea. It is a mini essay, which means that you need to expand each part of a paragraph to form an essay. Okay, look at these two shapes that we have here. That show the relationship between a paragraph and essay. The first one shows that a paragraph is a main part of an essay. And the second one shows that there is a similarity between writing a paragraph and writing an essay. This leads us to the next slide to see this similarity between both of them. Look at this chart that shows the structure of an essay and parts of a paragraph. As you see, both paragraphs and essays have the same organization. See here how each part of a paragraph corresponded to the parts of an essay. So the first part in the essay is an introduction here, which consists of different parts. We will talk about them later, but the main part here is a thesis statement, which is used to state the main idea of the essay. It's like the topic sentence of a paragraph. It gives the reader an idea of the contents of the essay. The second part of the essay is the body, which consists of one or more paragraphs, depending on the number of the subtopics that you have. So each body paragraph here develops one subtopic of the general topic. They are like the supporting sentences in the paragraph. And the last part here is conclusion, which is a summary or review of the main points discussed in the body. So, as we see here from this chart, we can conclude that the principles of organization are the same for both paragraphs and essays. Okay. There are three main parts for any paragraph. The first one is topic sentence, supporting sentences, and concluding sentence. Topic sentence discusses the main idea of the paragraph. It is usually the first sentence, and it is the most general statement in the paragraph. Actually, it is the most important sentence, and you have to care about it when you write it, actually. Why? Because it is important for both, for the writer, for you as a writer, and for the reader. For the writer to stay focused on one main idea, to be able to write related sentences for the same idea. And it is important for the reader because it helps the reader to understand what the paragraph will be about. The second part is supporting sentences. Illustrate or clarify the topic sentence, and you need to use specific details like facts, examples, and statistics. So they are supporting the main idea. Concluding sentence, it summarizes the main points in the paragraph, restate the topic sentence of the paragraph, makes connection between a concluding sentence and the topic sentence of the next paragraph. So it is used to remind the reader of the main idea of the paragraph. It summarizes the main idea in the paragraph. You can write it by paraphrasing the topic sentence or by paraphrasing or repeating the topic sentence in different words. And note that we couldn't add any new idea or any new details in the concluding sentence. Okay. Look at this example. I have a dream to visit Alaska. The weather is beautiful there. I love cold weather when the temperature is low I have energy. So look at this example. The person, or let's say the writer or the student who wrote this paragraph, he wrote this topic sentence, I have a dream to visit Alaska. And then he writes three main, let's say, details, or three main reasons. The first one is the first supporting details. He wants to visit Alaska because of the weather. The weather is beautiful there. And he starts to support this idea. I love cold weather. When the temperature is low, I have energy. And the second reason, or the second supporting details here, that he wants to visit Alaska because of, he said, I also want to visit Alaska because I love nature. So this is the second reason why he wants to visit this place. Alaska looks so pure and natural. So he starts supporting this, this detail. I dream about its scenic landscape. In addition, there are wild animals. And in the next supporting details, he writes, finally, I want to learn important information about the native people of Alaska. So this is the third reason here, which is he wants to visit this place because he wants to learn more information.
On the front.
Okay, so he started to support this idea by saying their culture sounds very interesting to me. And the last sentence here is the concluding sentence, which is, I hope to visit this wonderful state soon. So he rewrites the topic sentence, but in different words, or paraphrase the topic sentence. Okay, this is example, and this is the analysis of that example. Topic sentence, supporting details 1, 2, 3. He wants to visit Alaska because of weather, nature, and people. And this is the concluding sentence. Okay, let's go to the next point, essential elements for writing a paragraph, unity and coherence. Unity, which means that the paragraph should focus on one main idea. Every supporting sentences must have or must explain or prove the main idea. Coherence, which means that the sentences must hold together. To achieve coherence, you should repeat key nouns, use consistent pronouns, use transition signals to link ideas like first, finally, however, for example, therefore, etc., and arrange your ideas in logical order. Essay, we said that we defined essay, but there are three main parts for the essay: introduction, body, and conclusion. Introduction is the first paragraph of your essay. It consists of three main parts: hook, background information, and thesis statement. Hook, it is a sentence or a group of sentences that captures the reader's attention to make them reading the essay. Hook the reader's attention. It can be a question, a quote, or a fact, statistic, definition, or any other idea that attracts readers' attention. It should connect it with the topic of your essay. Example, in 2014, Americans spent 6.9 billion hours sitting in traffic. Imagine what we could do with all that time if we did not need to commute. So it is statistic. We have statistic here and we have a request, imagine. Okay, the next point, background information. It gives additional information which is necessary to understand a specific point given in the body paragraph. It helps the reader to understand the subject. It might include historical information, general explanation, or definitions. Example, this is an electronic suit with robot arms and legs, which follows the wearer's movement. There is an important point about background information. It is important to know who the intended audience is. Why? To consider what the reader may or may not know about the topic of the essay. It enables the reader to predict what it what is to come next and how it is to be presented. Why it is important that to know the audience or the intended audience? Because the writer here will provide readers with the information that they need to know from the beginning of the essay. Okay, thesis statement. It is usually the last sentence of the introduction. It introduces the main idea of the topic. It gives the reader a clear idea of what you are trying to write in the essay. It states the writer points of view. It should answer the prompt question, and it helps to organize all other ideas in your essay. Okay, you should be careful when you write your thesis statement because it is very important. It gives you the chance for telling the reader about the general topic of the essay. If you want the reader to agree with you in your thesis statement or in your topic, you need to have enough evidence to support your idea. If the thesis statement is unclear, you may lose the reader from the beginning of your essay. Why? Because the reader wants to understand the general idea immediately and what you are going to say in your essay or in your paper or in your research. Example, the large movement of people from rural to urban areas has major effects on cities. A good thesis statement. Okay. It shouldn't be too general. It shouldn't be unclear. It shouldn't talk about something no one can disagree with. For example, when you are talking about obvious fact, this is not allowed. And it should not make announcements. Okay, I want you to look at this thesis statement. We have 8 thesis statements here. And I want you to decide whether these statements or thesis statements good or bad and why. I'll give you 4 minutes to check them, then we will come back to discuss with each other. Okay, there are right answers. Let's start. A college education is a good investment. Actually, it is that. Why? Because it is too general. Look at the second one, which is a good thesis statement. A college education is a good investment for 4 reasons. The second one, number 3, sorry, lasers are very useful. They are it's too general. Number 4, lasers have several applications in industry and medicine, and this is the good one. Number 5, I'm going to write about sport injuries. This is an announcement. When you using I'm going or we are going to talk about it is, you shouldn't use announcements in a general statement. And this is a popular error that the students always did. Number 6, you can avoid sports injuries by taking a few simple precautions. This is a good thesis statement here. Number 7, the internet is a communication superhighway. No one can disagree about this obvious fact. So it's bad because an obvious fact, no one can disagree that the internet is a communication superhighway. What is the best one or the correct thesis statement? The growth of the internet has had both positive and negative consequences. So here are the answers of this question. Okay. And the next or the second part of your essay is the body. It consists of 2 or more paragraphs. Each paragraph introduces and discusses only one idea. Each paragraph contains 3 main parts: topic sentence, supporting details, and concluding sentence. And the last part is conclusion. It is the final part of your essay. And it summarizes what you have already written in your essay. It restates the thesis statement of the essay. It shows what you will leave with the reader. It shouldn't introduce any new ideas, and you can make predictions, suggest results, or recommend a solution. An important point here in conclusion that you don't just repeat your thesis statement. What you want here is to paraphrase it in a way that shows how it has been developed since the introduction. This is an important point here. It shows what you will leave with your reader. So it is your chance to give your readers a strong message that you will stay with them and they will remember your essay. So it is important to leave your reader with a strong impression. Okay. The next point and the last point. These are steps, or let's say guidelines. They can be beneficial for you before you start writing your essay. The first one, use brainstorming techniques to generate ideas about your topic, like listing, clustering, or free writing. Write as many ideas as you can and don't worry about grammar or the quality of your ideas. Choose one main idea that you think is a strong focus of your essay. This should be your thesis statement. Look for your ideas, and if you find anything that is unrelated to your topic, cross it out. Use the ideas you brainstormed and make an outline to write the main topics and the subtopics for each paragraph. Write your first draft and remember to include the 3 parts of your essay and to use transition signals. Review the content and the organization of your draft. Read your essay to get an overview. Make sure that your essay has a thesis statement. The thesis developed with enough supporting information. You have enough details and examples. Your conclusion supports your thesis statement. And next, make notes in the margin. You can make notes in the margin for the first draft about anything you want to improve. Review your essay for errors in format, grammar, and sentence structure. Write your new drafts and include all the changes. And the last point, proofread your new draft and carefully and make sure it is neat and error-free. Then your essay will be ready to submit. Well, that's bring me to the end of my presentation. These are the references. Okay, thank you for your listening and for your attention. Hope this workshop was beneficial for you. And if you have any question, please go ahead.
MashaAllah, thank you, Dr. Israa, for the very comprehensive, very beneficial, very useful, very wonderful, very
Thank you.
inspiring presentation. Actually, we all learned a lot. And
Thank
I
you.
hope that and all colleagues make use of this excellent presentation, especially for their students. We are coming to final exams. Good if we do make use of this. Yes, thank you again and again.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, you can address your questions in the chat box or on the microphone to Dr. Israa. These are the three usual links, ladies and gentlemen. The first one is the most important, which is the evaluation form. You need to complete this form in order to get your certificates. And inshallah, the certificates will be issued within 24 hours. The second is for making appointments at the Academic Writing Center. And the third is for the YouTube channel, where you can find all the recordings of all the presentations. Now, inshallah, tomorrow, at Wednesday, we'll have a new, very important presentation or section about preparing our students for the final exams, final writing exams. The presentation will be about, again, preparing preparatory year students for final writing exams. So good if you encourage your students to attend this very important workshop for this week. And still, this is presentation number 4. Still, this is presentation number 4, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have 10 more, inshallah, after this one. The link will be sent again and again, inshallah. Thank you all, Dr. Israa, and all the participants for your all interaction, your attendance. If you have no more questions, you can enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.